Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. This is greatness. This is greatness. You see this? This is greatness. Her former teammate Carolina, Ty Harris, gave her a hug. Look at it. Her mom and dad gave him the ball. This is greatness. And this is fair use at YouTube. We are not showing the game. We're just showing the after parts of it. This is my recap. I know it's been a while since I recapped it, but this is what I try to tell you guys. People in the media continuously hate on this woman. They don't give her flowers. They don't give her anything. They don't give her nothing. They don't give her anything. And you're praising a girl in Indiana who all she does is push off, complain, flop on the ground, gets away with elbowing, and that first game I watched was terrible. That Dallas game was terrible. It was terrible. They jobbed Dallas so bad down the stretch. It was so, people were sending me stuff in the email DM like, yo, man, they doing everything you said they would do. I said, I know. And Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark didn't change her game or work on her game. What Caitlin Clark is allowed to do now is they're allowing her to play like she was at Iowa. Get away with that off arm, pushing people, defensively, throwing elbows, pushing people. And then she grabs, she went to the hole and she just grabbed Natasha Howard. Natasha Howard fell on her. Luckily, the ref didn't believe that bullshit. But for most of the game, it was just nothing but you're not allowed to touch her. You're not allowed to get up on her. J.C. Sheldon, every time she guarded Caitlin, she gave her problems. Because she gave her problems in college. I believe Sheldon, let me see where she's from. I think she played at Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she played Ohio State. Her and Caitlin used to go at it all the time. And she was D'ing Caitlin up the whole goddamn game. Mabry trying to go over there and give a hug. Like, Mabry tried to keep the Sun in the game, but the Aces are back. They're clicking. Their bench played great. But the Fever and Dallas game shows you the difference between greatness and the agenda. The Clarkonomics basically jobbed Dallas. In the Aces and Connecticut Sun game, you saw some high-level basketball, and then when the third quarter hit, Asia Wilson just took it over and said, no, I'm putting this to bed. Chelsea Gray was magnificent running the point. And the things that Chelsea Gray does that's different from that girl in Indiana is that she controls the pace of the game. That girl in Indiana is so schizophrenic and up and down. She's the reason why Dallas stayed in the game. The Fever should have blew Dallas out by 15 or maybe 20. But because of her lack of defense, because of her sporadic play, turning the ball over and doing all of this, shooting up threes. This girl here, with Caitlin, she shot 18 some threes. Now look at this. This is a real team. See, this is a real team. This is a real player. I want y'all to see the fair use, Zach, fair use, Zach. We're just showing this for commentary purposes only. We're not showing the game. Look at this. This is a real team. This is how you could tell everybody cool with each other. They walking off, got their butt kicked. See that? Look at that. That's love. This ain't no propaganda. They've been doing everything to tear this Las Vegas Aces team down the whole goddamn year. You got guys talking about, Caitlin Clark, she's the best player. She ain't the best shit. If you take away her push-offs and her flopping all over the court, and on defense, oh my gosh, dog, it was terrible. On defense, she was fouling the hell out of Enrique. Then she fouled the hell out of Howard on one play. This is real. That's a leader. That's a leader. That's a true baller. That's a hooper, as Steven Jackson would say. And I just wanted to show that because I'm so sick and tired of people trying to tell me about this girl. That game against the Dallas Wings was so atrocious. It was atrocious. That was some terrible damn basketball. All you had was all offense. Nalissa Smith, when she touched the ball, she was able to score and get to her spots. But they done froze her out the offense. She's been frozen out. Kelsey Mitchell did her thing. God damn, they fine. Man, what do they be fine? Man, I got to go to the WNBA game. Man. The damn announcers, the analysts on the sideline, boy. But look, this is the problem. You have all these people that aren't basketball fans. You know, they don't know anything. All they know is Caitlin. Caitlin is going to have a problem if she doesn't learn how to play without pushing off. Now, she was able to get away with it this game because they didn't really have a defender that could actually lock her up but J.C. Sheldon. J.C. Sheldon's their best perimeter defender. I mean, period. She just is. And plus, Enrique had to guard Kelsey Mitchell. You know, and you're not going to put J.C. Sheldon on Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is way too physical, way too quick to her spots. Enrique is better guarding her because she's quick. Not a great defender. She's an okay defender. But yeah, Caitlin, that's the difference between Asia 1000 and Clarkonomics. That's the difference. You know, the Dallas Wings, they did whatever they could, man. They couldn't hang on. They weren't going to be able to hang on and sustain that. They weren't. And you know, they'll come back next year. I believe Satu need to go to Chicago, because if Satu go to Chicago, that'll open the floor up more for Angel and Miller, and Angel get that mid-range down. Because all Angel needs to do to me is work on her handles and work on her mid-range. Her touch under the basket will be fine once they get a point guard and once they get some shooters around her, because then she could go one-on-one. Because if you notice, when she goes one-on-one, it's easier for her to score, you know. And she just need to work on hitting the backboard. It's not a lot Angel has to do. Angel just got to clean up some things. I don't know why everybody acting like Angel's just the worst player ever when she's had a historical season that has never been done by a rookie before. Now, in this thing with Caitlyn has also had a historical season. She has. But what's pissing me off is you guys are trying to put her on the level of A'ja Wilson, and she ain't there. A'ja Wilson proved that to you. And then now y'all want to brag about the Dallas Wings game. The Dallas Wings game, she got away with a lot of flops. Then Aaliyah Boston, she pissing all the bigs off because she hitting them with the elbows. But I don't have a problem with Aaliyah Boston when she's throwing her bows because it's a basketball play. I had no issue with that. My issue is with Caitlin Clark. I don't have a problem when Caitlin Clark does an elbow like this when she gets to the lane. That's fine. If you have an elbow, you got the ball, and you go like this with your elbow to create space or to get around, as long as you don't open it up like this, then I'm cool with that. But if you go like this, it's very low and you're getting into position doing a basketball play, cool. But you can't be having your arm out like this, pushing and slapping. And that's all she was doing. J.C. Sheldon, they put J.C. Sheldon in foul trouble, which was bullshit. Then Satu started D'ing her ass up. They gonna call a foul on Satu. And Satu like, I ain't even really touch her. And she didn't. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dog, I understand. Y'all have to push her because she's the most popular one. I told you guys, she was going to be the most popular one, the most entertaining one coming out the draft. But I stay by what I say. She's not the best player in her draft. Yeah, she's putting up all these numbers because what Cheryl Swoops is trying to tell you guys, she's jacking up all these shots. She's allowed to shoot damn near 18 to 20 some attempts a game. Nigga, that's damn near ball hogging. Y'all used to diss Kobe, y'all used to diss Mike, y'all used to diss all these people who do that. Y'all diss LeBron James about it. But as soon as we critique her and talk about her, y'all get upset. She's turning the ball over. She's not a point guard. Now, when she plays the off guard position, she's a lot better because now she's learning, okay, I can run off this pick. I can run off that pick. Boom, I can catch and shoot here. Oh, I can get to my spot here easy. That's where she's great at. She's not a great point guard. She's not. She's a terrible point guard. Terrible point guard. Terrible point guard. She's not a point guard. She's a two guard who has playmaking skills. That's what she is. But she's not a floor general, and she doesn't know how to control the pace of the game. If you notice when she's running the point, the team is always going up and down, up and down. When you get into a playoff series, this is where it's going to have trouble at. Slowing the pace down in certain parts of the game and perform your half-court offense. Now, what they have done to cover up for her lack of being a floor general, her lack of point guard skills, they're letting Aaliyah Boston run the point from the elbow or from the free throw line. And what I mean by that is she'll get the ball, she's in the position, she could be at the nail, or she can be here at the baseline. I mean, not the baseline. She could do it at the baseline as well. Aaliyah's getting the ball, and she's looking and searching, and she's waiting for people to cut. CC is getting picks set by Nalissa. Fag Benlay to me sets the best picks because she's so strong and she's so stout. You could tell she has a strong core, a very strong core, because it's hard to knock her off when somebody's trying to get around that pick or they go through her. Now, she'll come off and she'll catch and shoot and she'll knock that shot down. Or Kelsey Mitchell to get it, fake left, come back right, cross, come back this way right, or come back left, and then she'll shoot. She gives an extra jab because usually the defender on her has the same quickness that she has. Now, with teams also in Dallas game, what they also did wrong, because I'm not putting this on Caitlin. Caitlin had a great game, because of the lack of defense and the stupidity of Dallas. Dallas is so goddamn stupid. Dallas dumbass kept going under the damn picks. If you're looking at your scouting report, you're going over the pick. Now, they went under the pick because Caitlin has a quick first step. She'll get down in a diagonal angle, or angle of going diagonal, as I put it, and she gets a clear path to the basket. It's not that they're letting her get to the basket and score. Shout out to J-Spot Network. She says something like, man, they just letting her go to the hoop. They're not actually letting her go to the hoop. Caitlin Clark has a quickness. She's very quick, and that first step she has is deadly. It's deceptively quick. It's like when you watched Steve Nash when he played. That's what made Nash great. When Nash got to that second level, and then he just turned on that quickness and them burners, and he has deceptive speed. So you get kind of caught up because you think she the white girl. No, she's not a typical white girl. She's like way above the average white girl. Like, she's not a Lexi Hole or a Katie Lou Sam, just saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's how she was able to get off of some screens, and then she started doing all this flopping and this crying. Cece should have got a tech a long time ago in the game, but they didn't care. Now, Dallas messed up because they stopped going to Tierra McCown. They started shooting and jacking up these dumbass shots, and that's what Arike does. Arike is a great basketball player, but at times, instead of going with what works for the team, she wants to go solo. Now, Satu, I felt, should have been more aggressive, and I'm starting to see something. I like Satu, but Satu is a number 2. She's not a number 1. She's not a number 1 like Arike. Satu lacks that aggression, or she lacks that I'm going to get this done, or I'm finna take over the game. She has the talent, but in the skill level, she's an amazing player, but she just don't have I just don't see that. All right, I'm finna just go off. I'm finna go off right now. Like, it's like she's waiting to go off. And I think she would fit better on a Chicago team, because, or hell, she can go to the Liberty or whoever. But I believe she'll fit better in Chicago because there'll be nobody in her way. And then she could do what she got to do. Angel will let her do her thing. Like, do your thing. Like, you could run the offense through her, Mila, and Ken. And plus, she's a unicorn, so she could run the point. She could run the point like when need be. She can be that point forward, bringing the ball up. Bringing that ball up, getting everybody involved. Excuse me. That's what I could see from her. Natasha Howard had a decent game, but they put her in foul trouble. Every time she tried to get the rebound or D up on Aaliyah or Nalissa, it was, they just called the foul. Now, the thing they did great was Dantas coming off the bench. I like Christy Sides putting Dantas in. Dantas' thing is, man, she could hit that 3. She could score on each level, but that 3-point shot, she's deadly from. Excuse me. She's deadly from that range. Like, she just wet, like easy. And that's going to be a problem, a nightmare matchup. But the problem with the Fever is they can't play no defense. They get cooked all the time because they got to play a zone to cover up for Lexi Hall's fouling ass. I'm going to start calling her Lexi Fowler. That's all she do is foul. Everybody tell me she plays tough defense. No, she don't. She plays fouling ass defense. She's a hack. That's what we used to call on the playground. God damn, dog, you a hack. Like, you just hacking all the time and shit. They're trying to run a damn zone. They're trying to run a zone because she can't play defense. And this is what I'm trying to say. Y'all trying to put her in that MVP conversation. She don't play defense. And then people want to talk about Steph. Steph played defense. His MVP seasons, which I think one of them should have went to James Harden, but them MVP seasons, Steph played great defense. Dog, you're not going to win championships if you don't play defense. Y'all just saw Steph get cooked that time by Kyrie in the championship and said he can't play defense. No, Steph had a messed up knee. He was playing on a hurt knee. That's why he was getting cooked. His lateral movement was off. So you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. This girl here ain't got no lateral movement. She ain't got nothing. And she's the reason why Dallas stayed in the game. Because every time they would do a screen or they would set a pick and she would end up on the ball handler, they cook her ass. Enrique, all of them. And then she started fouling and started grabbing and stuff. That's why J.C. Sheldon grabbed her by the hair in the fourth quarter and threw her ass down, and they went on a fast break to get the easy bucket. Because she was like, man, this bitch here. J.C. Sheldon said it. She whispered in the ear talking shit, and Caitlin was laughing because I told you she's a con artist. She's a con artist. She sells it. Like, I ain't seen nobody sell that shit like that since MJ. MJ used to be the king of selling fouls and flagrants and shit. He'd be like, oh. He'd be all acting like he about to. LeBron does it, but it's like, it's bad. LeBron's acting is so bad, dog. It's like, he tries to sell it, but it's like, whatever, LeBron. LeBron, like, he can't sell it like MJ, and this girl can sell it. She be on the ground. She be rolling around. I'm like, man. And then somebody swiped at her head by accident. I believe it was Howard. It was either Howard or McCown. Or no, it was Kalani Martin. Excuse me. It was Kalani Martin. Kalani Brown. Why I call her Martin? That's PJ Brown's daughter. They look just alike, except she's darker. But yeah, Kalani Brown, and she was going for the ball. Wasn't egregious. But y'all don't call it when she did it to Jordan Canada that week. The double standards. That's why I said they have picked Clarkonomics over everybody else. So Cece can throw her arm out. She can slap people on the head during the game. And no flagrant or nothing called, no upgrade. But Kalani Brown was going for the ball, barely touched her head. Oh, it's a flagrant. Like, get the hell out of here. They screwed Dallas all game. And the only reason Dallas almost won the game is because that bitch can't play. That chick, excuse me. No, I'm going to say bitch. That bitch cannot play no goddamn defense. She can't. She's terrible at defense. And she's getting away with pushing off still. She's getting away with doing all this bullshit, and it's ruining the game, bro. It's ruining the game. Y'all can keep loving and glorifying this shit, but it's ruining the game because you're setting a precedence to your players that, okay, we're going to put this player above you. That's what you're saying. You know? And nobody's saying the girl can't play. She could play, but dog, you're allowing her to do certain stuff that is letting her get to what she got to get to. And the way she's playing, she's freezing her teammates out of the damn game. That's why when Erica Wheeler was in the game, Erica was moving the ball and everybody was touching the ball. When Cece's in the game, she only gives the ball on the pick and roll, or she'll give it to somebody who's open for the three or whatever. She's moving the ball like that, but time after time, the domination of the ball is going to hurt this team in the long run. She has got to learn how to play off the ball. You got to learn how. You got to put her at the two to me. To me, she's not a point guard. She's really big for a point guard. She's like 6 feet, 6'1". She's really a two guard. But see, her thing is she's not real good coming off of screens. That's why she loves having the ball in her hand a lot. You know, but hey, they won the game. They won the game by 1. They got the ball. Dallas squandered down the stretch, but I felt like the Clarkonomics in the WNBA basically jobbed or I like to say screwed the damn what's their name? The Dallas Wings. Now the Las Vegas Aces game with the before we go to that, Aaliyah Boston and Tierra McCowan got into it. McCowan pushed her because Aaliyah kept throwing all these bows. Aaliyah is throwing a lot of bows, and I don't have a problem with it. But that's why the big women are mad at Aaliyah, because she throws these bows. She does a lot of sneaky plays. It's not dirty, but it's sneaky. It's very well thought of, very methodical, very, very calculating. That's why I love Aaliyah Boston. She reminds me of Charles Barkley. That's who she reminds me of. She reminds me of the woman Charles Barkley. Like she throws them bows. She sets position. She can get the board in the putback. She could dribble. She could back you down and score. And she could score from 3 levels. Barkley could score from 3 levels and was real big. But not saying she's big like fat. She's big and like stocky and strong. And a lot of the big women like McCowan don't like her because she's putting that forearm or that elbow in their back or in their side, and that shit hurt because she's strong as hell. But she got McCowan off her square, got the tech, and that was able to help him. And McCowan really cost Dallas the game down the stretch. That doesn't help along, because if you're gonna have the Clarkonomics, which is the economical wealth they're getting from the Clarky fans, and then you got the WNBA, you can't beat the fix if you continue adding to if you continuously are adding to how do I say it? You're adding to the you're adding more weight to you. You're adding more weight on your team that's weighing you down. And you guys aren't even really like that good enough to overcome that. You're not. Now, Asia Wilson, man, or what Says Talk Sports, shout out to her, is mother. She's her. I mean, she's heard they tried everything. Connecticut didn't have anybody that could stop her. But what messed Connecticut up is DeWanna Bonner is not having any real good games. Ty Harris and Marina Mabry got it started early. Well, Ty got it started early. Bonner made a couple buckets, but it wasn't anything like, excuse me. It wasn't anything where it was like mind-blowing or something, but the Connecticut Sun, Brianna Jones tried to get things going. It really didn't work. You know, they were trying to move the ball around. They were trying to get to the paint. At first it was good and it wasn't. Marina and Tiffany Hayes was about to fight. Tiffany Hayes was getting tired of Marina Mabry throwing these damn elbows and getting away with it. Like Gustafsson finally shows up other than playing against the sky. She hit a corner 3, and I believe Kia Stokes, hit a 3 too. And Marina came down at the end of the first quarter, hit that 3-pointer to end the quarter, and she just did a little hero thing, and she was chirping at Tiffany Hayes. But Marina was balling the whole game. She was keeping them in the game. DeJounte had a terrible game offensively. I need her to take less shots. Like, only take shots when like either you're open or you got it going. She tried to attack the basket and stuff a lot, and she made some, and then she got shut down on others. DeWanna Bonner, I don't know if her and AT are going through it, but they just seem off. Her and AT just seem off. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Bonner's dealing with. Maybe it's her age, because Bonner's 36. So maybe her body's fatiguing and age is catching up to her. If this was DeWanna Bonner 5 years ago, 6 years ago, ain't no question what she would have done in this game. Jackie Young came alive this game. The thing is, when Jackie Young or Kelsey Plum, when one or the other is scoring or balling, like the other one just sits back. Kelsey tried to force a couple shots. It wasn't working. Jackie, it wasn't working. And Jackie just did what she did. The bench, Alyssa Clark, Tiffany Hayes, Gustafson. No, not Gustafson. Excuse me, Kia Stokes. Kia Stokes was there. She did her thing. And then you got Asia. Asia just the whole game controlling the boards and controlling the scoring. And Brianna Jones did her best down low to score, do what she did, but second half came, all that shit stopped. Like the Aces, the Aces, the Sun, the problem with the Connecticut Sun, why they don't match up with the Aces. The Aces can play every type of style the Sun are trying to do. Bully ball, trying to move the pace up a little bit, making the extra pass, passing the ball all around the perimeter or getting it in the post and then passing it back out. The Aces do all of that, but better. They do all of that. They could play bully ball. They could play physical. They could play finesse. The Aces probably is the only team I've seen that has all styles and facets of the game. Defensively, they work as a unit. And this is why I'm not counting them out of the playoffs. This is why, out of the championship. Because I think push come to shove, 5-game series. Excuse me, a 5-game series. I think the Aces can beat anybody. Now everybody is saying this. Everybody's saying, is Marina Mabry throwing DeWanna Bonner off? I'm like, no, Marina comes off the bench. DeWanna's throwing her. I don't know what DeWanna got going on. I don't know if her and AT beefing or not. She just has not been looking good. Early on, she was good in the season. Then she hit a rough patch, and then it's just never gone away. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And see, this is the problem, is that the Sun don't have that person to, okay, it's time to go get a basket. Marina, she can, but Marina, more often than none, sometimes, depending on how she starts the game. Like, if she start the game slow, she might finish the game hot. If she starts out hot, she might finish the game cold, which she kind of did, but she did make a couple shots down the stretch that really helped her out. But yeah, that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. The Sun don't have that person who's just gonna go get that basket and take the game over. New York has 2 of them, or 3 of them. They got JJ, they got Sabrina, and they got Stewie. They got Brina, they got Stewie, and they got JJ. So they got players who could take over when the offense isn't moving the ball. The ball movements kind of come stagnant. They got people who can play, who can get to the bucket and get that in there. Aces do too. Asia, Jo, Chelsea. Chelsea plays some great point guard, did some great work. So it's all going to come down to the mental toughness of the game and who can outlast the other. Now the Minnesota Lynx, they got somebody who can go get their shot. That's Nafisa Collier or Kayla. Kayla is more of a come off the screen or catch and shoot player. But Minnesota, they got Nafisa Collier. She can go get it when they need a bucket. She can get the bucket. Courtney Williams can go get a bucket easy. The kid off the bench, Heidemann, I think that's her name, Heidemann or whatever. She's a beast too. She could play too. So she could go get her bucket. They got plenty of people who can go get their bucket. The Connecticut Sun really don't have nobody but Marina, DB, Ty Harris, and Alyssa Thomas. But the problem is those guys go more cold than hot often. I could literally see the Sun getting beat by the Fever in the first round. I think the Fever played them first round. And I believe the Fever could beat them in the first round. Seriously. Because to me, for the Sun, if the Fever make it a ugly game, a fast tempo game, up and down game, and then they allow Caitlin to get away with these push-offs and her flopping all over the court, I could see her getting a couple of them ejected. So Indiana, to me, has really a chance. I don't know why people think in Indiana. I'm telling you, they going to try to push this Indiana team to the finals to play that Aces team. The team that's going to give Indiana problems in the East really is the New York Liberty, to me. Because the New York Liberty, they're too deep, and everybody on their team can guard somebody. Lainey Hamilton can guard anybody, 1 through 5. She could guard. Thornton off the bench. Burke, Sabali, the little sister Sabali, not Satu, but her little sister. JJ, Brianna Stewart. Stewie can guard all 5. Sabrina. She's not real good defensively, but she's decent enough. They hide her on defense like they do Caitlin. So that'll probably be somebody they'll attack. But Sabrina, the difference between her and Caitlin, Sabrina can control the pace better than Caitlin. Whenever they throw Sabrina at the point guard position, Sabrina knows how to control the pace. That's why when they were in Indiana, they were kicking their ass in the fourth quarter, and then Cece for one game, or I think that was her second or third game of the year, where she was able to slow the pace down and actually get everybody involved and played off the ball, setting screens. That's when Cece was playing like a real player. I haven't seen that Cece ever since then. That Cece, if that Cece comes back, who played against New York when she got that overrated ass triple-double, it didn't even feel like a triple-double. That's how I knew it was overrated. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, it's what are we doing? But the Connecticut Sun, they just to me don't have the offensive firepower to run against the Liberty or the Lynx or the Aces. Now, people saying that they're going to win the first round against the Fever. I see the Fever getting to the second round and losing. That's what I see. But, like I said, they could end up in the finals. I said, hey, it could be them versus the Aces. I could see it. So don't be surprised when it's going to be some crazy stuff going on. I've seen this before. They do it in the NBA with LeBron. LeBron and them get carried by the refs and all of this stuff. And it's the same script they running for the WNBA, because the NBA has a lot of pull in the WNBA. So, you know. But shoot, that's all, guys, man. Thank you for listening, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys love what you hear, you can donate to the page. Go into the description box, hitting that link to the Cash App to donate whatever your heart's desire. You guys can also find me on Zelle. You can take the number that's in my description box, put it in the Zelle app or on Zelle.com, and you could practically send the money that way. And if you want to donate, you also can super chat. Or you guys can leave a super thanks. You know? So thank you guys, man, for your support, man. Shout out to Simply Ball Dropping, man, my boy Cashapp. You know, make sure you guys go support his page, Quita Love Sports, Sets Talk Sports, Foodland Speak Sports, Scrub Zero, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, who did it this time, Kingdom Cast with C Penn and them sorry ass Kansas City Cheeks, Bear Theater, One True Emperor, MDT Sports, how'd you shoot that? Shout out to Casino for Life and his platforms. You know, so that's all I got. I'm trying to see if it's anybody else. Oh yeah, Mutant Styles or Styles Mutant. Cracking AMG. And we out. Deezy.